This is Josiah Plays Sunless Sea. Alright, we are in Farkas. We're in the charitable hospital. I've got a lot of options here. I don't have the brisk campaigner or the haunted doctor, unfortunately. What I do have is the fungal infections ward. They keep it cool and closed off. The doctors and nurses all wear masks when they enter. How bad could a fungal infection be? The dour-faced nurse ties a mask around your face before leading you into the ward, which is set over 2 floors. The first thing you notice are the patient's constant racking coughs. "We give them syrups and remedies," the nurse tells you, "but lung bloom is a chronic condition." Coughing is the only symptom in the milder cases, but as you walk further in, you begin to see hands and feet covered in mold, and then chests budding with little mushroom cups and lichen, and even a young girl with a fringed red-orange fungal flower blooming in place of an eye. Wow, that sounds kind of awful. "It's the fungus harvester's disease," the dour-faced nurse tells you sadly, pulling you away. "It only gets worse in the heat and light. But what can we do?" I don't know, what can you do? It sounds bad. Sounds bad. Okay, that's all we can do here for now. Turn to the city center. We go to the inn. What if we try not sleeping at all this time? It won't be difficult to stay awake in this constant light, but the lack of rest will take its toll. Succeeded. A meditative evening. Up late, reading, thinking, watching. The shouts from the streets die as Varkas sleeps, but you're tired the next morning. Man, that sounds like my life right there. Alright, then they kick me out again. They won't let me back in. And I've got a port sit again. Sitting in port, sitting in port. I'm not gonna sing that fucking song again. Oh, just waiting for some more Varkas action. Some more exciting Varkas action. Exciting port sitting. Sometimes it's what you gotta do. Sometimes it's what you gotta do. Sometimes it is. Sometimes. Yay! Alright, manual save. Guard at the gate smiles. Clearly she remembers you. Not going to talk to either of them this time. We're going to go straight to the hospital. Let's go to the mirrorless room. The ward is locked several times over, and the dour-faced nurse looks uncomfortable when you mention it. "That is where we keep the mirror mad," she says with a shudder. "The mirrors whispered to them, and instead of going to the sun priest, they whispered back." And you just abandon them in a locked room? "We don't despise them. They're given food and water. Tending the mirror mat uses up almost as much fuel as Mahir's temple, because they can only be lit with direct lamplight. We don't dare let them near any mirrors." She shudders again. "The mirror mat are worse than Thomas. They no longer serve Mahir, but other powers. Those that speak in dreams and visions." She refuses to say anything else. Yeah, the Mirror Kings, or whatever they're called. The evil beings that live on the other side of mirrors. In Parabola. I think Parabola is the land on the other side of the mirrors. I'm not sure, 100% sure, though. Alright, let's go to the open ward. You see patients sprawled on their beds, playing card games and chatting to visitors. Most of them have minor injuries. "Most of these wounds happen outside the city, on hunting expeditions or trade missions," the dour-faced nurse explains severely, raising her voice. "Which is why most of these malingerers are guards. The patient nearest to her pretends to swoon. But what would I do away from your... Oh, this isn't the nurse talking. But what would I do away from your gentle, tender gaze, O fair nurse? He clasps his hands to his bosom. Surely I would wither and perish. We'll see who withers when I give you your sponge bath, she retorts, and her patient draws up his blankets meekly, though his mouth still curves up in a smile. Alright, seems like a nice place. We got Nurse Ratchet here. So all that's left to really do here is offer my services. I'm on a 46% chance, which is not good. Not good at all. So we're gonna save scum this. I did it on the first try! The dour-faced nurse watches you carefully as you clean wounds, change bandages, and measure out precise dosages of cordials and remedial syrups. She gives you a satisfied nod when she sees for herself the steadiness of your hands, the sureness of your intent. The guards are pleased to have a new attendant, and call you Nurse Thomas with warm, welcoming mockery, which makes you feel part of their crew. Good work, the dour-faced nurse says at the end of your shift, handing you a cup of steaming mushroom tea. It revives you greatly. Do you detect a hint of tree sap liquor at the bottom of the cup? Whoa, now we're getting, it's a party. Now we're getting decadent. And something else, something of the south. Gained a mirrors, gained an iron, gained a memory of distant shores, gained a hearts. Man, that's a lot of permanent stat boosts out of this. And now she approves of me, so that's another one of the things I needed for the thing on the bottom to open up. Cool. And I lost 5 terror. That was pretty good. I'm finished here. Okay, all that's left is the guardhouse. All that's left is the guardhouse. Down a side street, you can see the sun-blazoned flag from here. Just follow the stream of white cloaks. The guardhouse, a modest stone building with bas-relief lintels and wide, unshuttered windows. The stylized sun of Mahir flutters from a silk flag above the portico. That is a pretty cool-looking stylized sun. It is a scene of controlled chaos. You can see the white-cloaked guards bustling to and fro within, shouting companionably to each other while a stream of fungus carters, merchants, and ordinary citizens petition them. Huh. What's going on? Is it a particularly busy day, or are they always so besieged? We are preparing for the pilgrimage to Amaradri, the Mountain of Light, the young guard tells you, stamping yet another merchant's application. It always turns into a bit of a festival. Everyone wants permission to go, and so they come to harangue us when the sun priests turn them away. Is it a religious pilgrimage? Well, a bit. She makes a face. Every merchant in the city suddenly becomes very devoted to Mahir when pilgrimage season comes anyway. When you have completed certain stories in the city, the pilgrimage will begin, opening new opportunities. Alright, the 4th bell is sounded. Let's ask them about my dream of smoke situation. Perhaps the guards will have some advice? The young guard gives you a look of utter bafflement. Dreams? Mirrors? She raises her eyebrows exaggeratedly. One of her companions, clearly a wit, adds, Guards don't dream in Vargas. The Master-at-Arms confiscates all your sleeping hours when you sign up. The young guard shakes her head. Perhaps you should talk to the priests at the Temple of Mahir. They are well versed in such matters. Okay. Train with the guards. Hint at the jewel-turbaned youth's activities. You can leave out the bit where you told the gathering a forbidden story and glide over any naming any particular. No, I don't want to tell on the jewel-turbaned youth. The jewel-turbaned youth was cool. That's my homie right there. Alright, we have to go to the inn now. We'll just use the mirror charm. We'll go to Dawn. We'll leave. Alright, we're gonna port sit one more time here. So we can do the final thing at the guardhouse, and then we can go on the pilgrimage. 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 A little more port sitting. It's all you need in this game is port sitting and slow sailing from one place to another through mostly empty dark seas. Or Z's. Port sitting's my personal favorite. That's really when I get into the flow of the game. You know, the parts where you have to do nothing. That kind of speaks to my personal specialty in life. Alright. Manual save. Boom. 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 Ain't talking to these people. Boom. Boom. Going to the guardhouse. Boom. Boom. I don't know why I keep saying boom. Train with the guards. 100% chance. Wow, my iron is badass. There's a formation of new recruits doing basic forms in the courtyard. The sergeant does not object when you slip into line, but he doesn't treat you with any particular gentleness either. You practice hand-to-hand combat for a few hours, and end up on your back more often than not. They fight in an unfamiliar, light-footed style. A few of the more advanced recruits duel with curving, twin-bladed scimitars. Interesting, the sergeant grunts at the end of your session. You are bruised and possibly concussed, but quite satisfied with your mourning. And you think they may have learnt something in turn. Gain 2 iron. Got the respect to the guard, that's all I needed. I can go on the pilgrimage now. The Agni-Hatri seeks wisdom. The sick are ready to begin a long journey. The young and the restless have made their plans. The swords of the guard have been renewed. The pilgrimage is ready to begin. Oh yeah, pilgrimage hype. It is hard not to be carried along by the excitement and anticipation of the Varkasi. Ooh. We've got a mountain. It seems as though half the city has joined the pilgrimage to the Mountain of Light. The other half lines the streets and hangs out from upper-story windows to watch their friends and loved ones depart. Musicians play stirring tunes on polished brass instruments and little calabash lyres, all undercut with the rhythmic sound of drums. A towering machine, piled high with fungus, is wheeled to the front of the procession. The drivers sit in a lamp-lit cabin at the front, their faces grim. The Agni-Hatri raises his hand, and a hush falls over all of Varkas. The mirrored gates slide open, rays of light reflecting jaggedly. Outside, the Elder Continent is dark and hushed and vast. You have the dizzying feeling that it is vaster and onyx blacker than the Unterzee somehow, but that cannot be. Wish us luck, Tomas! The Agni-Hatri is next to you, at the very front of the procession. His aging face looks suddenly youthful and taut. His eyes glimmer with purpose. You can only nod weakly. The Agni-Hatri laughs wildly and then shouts a command, and the machine rumbles out of the city gates. It lays down 2 thick rows of fungus to either side of it. The lamplighters dart to the very edge of the darkness and light the fungus with their torches. Oh, so this is how they keep themselves lit the whole time. These people believe that they can never be in any bit of darkness or shadow or else they'll, cease to exist. So they have to keep everything lit up the whole time. That's why they have all the mirrors everywhere. To reflect the light everywhere. It blazes up, illuminating the path inland in brilliant, white, rot-scented light. The people of Varkas cheer so loudly you think your eardrums will burst. The pilgrims stream slowly out of the city in a glimmering procession, leaving it half empty behind them. And I gained a secret, and 7 distant shores memories. The atmosphere in Varkas is deflated, melancholy after the pilgrims depart. Time to leave. You know when to leave. Besides, your crew is probably growing restless. Okay, so that's the same. So does anything new happen here now? Now I gotta port sit one more time just to find out what happens when you come back after the pilgrimage has happened. Shadow Demon would be disappointed. I know, right? Shadow Demon would be so mad. Honestly, the fact that they had those light spells completely saved their asses against that Shadow Demon. If they'd have had their party spread out and some of the people in the dark and didn't have the bright light from the light spells, they would have gotten wrecked by that thing. The light spells saved their asses. And all those good uses of Tasha's Hideous Laughter really helped him out as well. Alright, let's dock it up. Anything going on here now? Oh, this is different now. Ooh, there is something going on. A plague of broken mirrors. Cracked glass and doused lamps everywhere. There are pools of shadow visible in the formerly shadowless city, and Varkasi huddle together and avoid the dark spaces with fear twisting their faces. You see Varkasi clashing with white-cloaked guards in the streets, shouting slogans. They call themselves Neathers and wear pieces of broken mirror around their necks. What's going on here? Even the Temple of Mahir has not escaped their anger. Across the stone threshold, the Neathers have arranged thousands of glittering pieces of broken mirror into the words, "We have already fallen." The pilgrims are still away, and with them the Agnihatri and his council of sun priests. It is the perfect moment for a revolution, and what will you do? I'll save the game, is what I'll do. I can sail away. This is none of your concern, and it should stay that way. I can hear out the Neathers. What exactly do they hope to achieve? I can hear out the Sun Priests. They are all in council at the Temple of Mahir. I can side with Mahir's priests, tell the Sun Priests where to find the jewel-turbaned youth. I can join the Neither Revolution, cracking mirrors and dousing lamps. How hard could it be? Well, let's hear out the Neathers. You are barely surprised to find that the jewel-turbaned youth is the leader of the Neathers. I do like the jewel-turbaned youth. "This is all because of you, Tomas," he tells you brightly. "Your very presence in Vargas made us think, and wonder, and imagine." Right, this is my fault then, in other words. He turns to the other Neathers and holds up the shard of broken mirror hanging around his neck by a thin thread. "We deny the tyranny of Mahir and his priests and his high-born firekeepers. We refuse to isolate ourselves from the rest of the Neath any longer. We refuse to fear the dark and cower in the light." His voice raises to a roar. "We are the fallen!" The Neathers shout their enthusiasm and hold up their mirror shards like banners. "We are the fallen!" they cry. Well, they are certainly enthusiastic, but does that mean they are right? Now let's hear out the Sun Priests and see what they have to say. The Temple of Mahir is a war room. "We cannot let Vargas fall into darkness," the oldest Sun Priest addresses the assembled guards and citizens. "The Neathers have not simply turned away from Mahir's gaze, but they actively conspire with his enemies." A susurration goes through the crowd as the Sun Priest holds up a shard of broken mirror. "They are enthralled to the parabolan powers who whisper through mirrors and entice through dreams and trickery." So it is Parabola, is the world on the other side of the mirrors. I was right. "They are breaking the mirrors and dousing the lamps." If they are breaking mirrors, you point out, how then can they be in league with mirror lords? Uh-oh, way too much logic here. For religious zealots, way too much logic. The Sun Priest gives you a pitying look. "Oh, Tomas, what happens when you break a mirror?" He snaps the shard he is holding, and holds the broken pieces in either hand. They glint jaggedly. "You simply make more mirrors." Perhaps he is telling the truth. Or perhaps he merely fears the Nethers and their desire to curtail the power of the temple to which he has sworn. Well, I can be honest with you here. When it comes to siding with revolutionaries versus not revolutionaries, I'm almost always on the side of revolutionaries. And when it comes to siding with religious authority figures versus not religious authority figures, I'm almost always on the side of not religious authority figures. So really, that's 2 points in the favor of the Nethers and 0 points in the favor of the Sun Priests. Rioting due to lack of bacon. Yeah, that's it too. Having no bacon is rough. So I think I'm going to join the Nether Revolution. Fuck the priests. Cracking mirrors and dousing lamps. How hard could it be? Not very hard, as it turns out. The Nethers are grim and committed and have years of pent-up grievances to air. The jewel-turbaned youth leads the Nethers through the city. Everywhere they pass, mirrors are shattered and lamps are extinguished. Every now and then he pauses and gazes into the mirror shard dangling from his neck. Wow, so maybe he is under control from the Parabolans. That's actually not great. But whatevs. You help them break the western principal mirror, and other groups of Nethers across the city break the eastern, southern, northern mirrors. You raise your voice in a cheer as the eternal flame in the Temple of Mahir is put out. Your throat is raw. Darkness falls in Vargas, city of broken mirrors. Screams and hoarse shouts and terrible withering laughter rise up into the sky, a fearful counterpoint to the jagged celebrations of the Nethers. Gained an iron and a secret. I kind of wrecked this place, didn't I? Wow. Vargas, city destroyed by me, basically. Departure in darkness. The mirror edges and broken shards glint menacingly in the new fallen darkness of Vargas. Are there strange shapes in them? Do you hear them hiss and whisper and taunt? You feel a horrible sense of wrongness, but dismiss it as hunger or nerves. Surely you have done the right thing. You should go. The jewel-turbaned youth is flushed with pride and ambition, and his suggestion is a good one. This is no place for an outsider, not now, and you have learnt a great deal here. The affairs of Farkas touch on the mysteries of the continent. We will never forget you, Damas! The jewel-turbaned youth laughed suddenly, chagrined. I do not know why I call you that still. We are all Damas now. There is triumph in his eyes, but also a glinting madness that was not there before. You wonder if the mirrors are whispering to him. You wonder if he has been whispering back. You wonder many things, but it is not your place. You leave Vargas behind you to piece itself back together again. Ah, now that is the conclusion of the story. Because I just got a searing enigma, which is usually what you get at the end of like a big quest line or something. Nice, okay. The walled city of Vargas is dark. The glowing fungus has been stripped from the 5 towers, and the principal mirrors are all smashed to pieces. The mirrored gates are broken into tiny facets, and each one glints malevolently. You can see shapes moving in them. Glimmers of cosmogone, that burnt orange darkness. Glimpses of smoking sea. Sweet laughter that hitches and skitters like the death of clocks. Ah, the death of clocks, a sad thing. What is that? Can you hear something whispering? Alright, that's something awaits me. I can compile a port report here. It's difficult to convey just how unpleasant this place is without quite an aggressive use of ellipses. Okay. Port report Vargas broken. The darkness of broken mirrors. Whatever power reigns here, the Admiralty will want to know as much as you can stand to record. Note it carefully. Guard your dreams. Alright. Well, I have to stay one more time to see what happens now in the aftermath. At least you're not drowned by your daughter. That is good, yes. I tend to consider not being drowned by your daughter to be a preferable state of affairs when compared to being drowned by your daughter, which I would go ahead and go so far as to call a bad thing. In general in life, I like to see things as not good or bad, but simply things that are. each of which has their advantages and disadvantages, their benefits and detriments. Every cloud having its silver lining, and every piece of silver having its cloud lining. That doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean. However, being drowned by your own daughter does sound almost unreservedly bad. Not quite, but almost. Alright, here we're back in Farkas. I just want to see what happens here now. Death of clocks. Alright, what's that? Can you hear something whispering? You try to close your ears as you stumble back to ship. You shiver, and it feels like 1,000 snakes wriggling their mirror bodies just under your skin. What have the Neethers done? What have you done? Gain some terror, gain the tale of terror, and in general, this place... So I fucked this place up, in other words. Farkas, wrecked by me. Alright, where am I going now? I think I'm heading back to Port Carnelian, because I have a quest there. What game is that, an Animus? Point Livingston. Well, then how do you know I'm gonna play it? If it's in my future. If I don't know what the game is, then how do I know? I mean, I admittedly, I don't want to really be spoiled, but then again, I might never even play the game if I don't know what it is. I don't really have a reason to stop at Adam's Way. So I won't. Becker Bite. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't want to fight those. Nothing to see here, Blue Prophets. Nothing to see here. Port Carnelian. Up to no Gillian. What does that mean? No, no, Blue Prophets. No, no, Blue Prophets! Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Alright, so I have to root out some sort of doppelganger, spy, assassin, ninja creature here or something. Find the avuncular broker's snuffer. He wants it captured alive. Snuffer hunting. The docks throng, the streets bustle, the blue bazaar heaves. Thousands upon thousands of faces. The snuffer could be hiding behind any one of them. How will you find it? I can mobilize my network, 45% chance. You have other highs and other hands. Or the same way you entice any prey, with bait. You'll need candles, lots of candles. 30% chance. Well, I'm pretty sure I can save scum this. Let's use my network. My network failed, and I lost network. That's not good. For being London, this place has too little Chinese and Russian nouveau riche properly, to be quite honest. No sooner have you issued your coded instructions than one of your agents disappears. The snuffer had infiltrated your own network. That's not good. It's not good at all. Let's see if there's anything I can do to improve my network real quick. Well, I could spend 150 echoes with a 30% chance. I could use 2 secrets. No. No. Alright, let's look for additional options for the spies. What do they need now? Sata Fervents, a Judgment's Egg. The Khan's unofficial representative in Port Carnelian does not speak of his religion. According to this report, though, he reveres Judgment's Eggs. They sell them reluctantly in Irem and the Iron Republic. Yeah, I'm not giving up a Judgment's Egg. Those things were not easy to get, and I'm gonna need these. An offering to the bandit. Oh, now they want me to give up a Searing Enigma. Motherfuckers be trippin'. Offering to the banded prince. He dwells in a jungle ruin. An anachronism. A curiosity. His position is romantic, but titular. Or is it? No. No, I'm not. I'm not doing either of those. Thanks, though. I'm just gonna save scum this fucking thing. But I failed. Saves scum. Snuffer. Network mobilize. Fail. Load 1. Load. Snuffer. Hey, I succeeded. I'm so good at this game. A good day's work. You issue coded instructions to your agents. Within the day, the snuffer is identified, isolated, subdued with the gift of a carefully poisoned hat steeped in paralytic jellyfish extracts, placed in a coffin, carried to your ship, and chained in the hold before the poison wears off. A diet of mutter-salted candles keeps it quiet for the return journey. It had been masquerading as an aide at the governor's mansion. Undoubtedly, questions will be asked regarding his disappearance, but you'll be long gone by then. Cool, I can return back to Adam's Way with the snuffer. And while I'm here, I can get a port report from the Tigers. And, honestly, that's it. That's really all I want to do. All I want to do is a hoo-ha! Back to Adam's Way. Return! No blue profits. No. Plus no. Uh-oh. They're coming after me. They're fucking up my ship. Listen, assholes. Yeah, how you like that? Yeah, you didn't like it, did you? Not so fucking bold now, are you? Seen any other games with similar gameplay? Seems fun, but this game makes my eyes bleed. Similar gameplay to this? No, I haven't. This game is super fucking weird. I've never played any other game like this. I don't even know how to describe this game. It's super fucking weird. I'm really close to being done with it. Really close. Alright, I'll use my recent news. Deliver the snuffer to the avuncular broker. You have contained the creature in a barrel. You order it rolled to the broker's door. A job well done.
Excellent! Roll it on in, my friend. I owe you another lunch, I think. But first, your payment.
He hands you a large cream envelope. Inside is a chart. It's folded stiff with sea salt. The corner is stamped with the seal of the Empress herself. It is labeled First Voyage of the Galatea, 1867, and shows a tenuous roving course across the Unterzee. As you leave, the avuncular broker is keen to keep in touch.
Perhaps I will have another commission for you after a conversation with our mutual friend.
He pats the top of the barrel. The thing inside kicks. I now have a revelatory chart. Oh ho! The dark spectacled admiral will want to see this, if your admiralty's favor is high enough. Okay, interesting, and an extraordinary implication. Nice. He has another commission for you. Oh good, he does have another commission for me. His invitation is urgent. A complication. This time he meets you in a private room. A lady in a neat buttoned suit sits beside him, flicking through an English phrase book. She seems quietly pleased.
Sit, sit,
the broker urges. His avuncularity is diminished.
The snuffer you caught was extremely surprised by its interrogation. It was under the impression that it was working for us. One of our London diplomats has decided that the expedience of using snuffers outweighs the prohibition on associating with them. He is incorrect.
He introduces his associate, a hands-on diplomat.
I'd like you to see her safely, to the Presbyterian Embassy in London. She will explain her colleague's error to him and replace him in his position. Thereupon she will pay you. The payment is generous. It covers your discretion as well as your service.
Alright, I can take the diplomat back to London. That's pretty easy. I don't really care about doing anything else here, to be perfectly honest. I'll try to catch a nut. Failed. I'll try to sit beneath the tree. Return to my ship. Do I need to buy anything here? Do I need to buy anything here? I don't think so. I think I can go. I think I can return to London, although on my way I'm going to stop at the Grand Geode and find out what exactly I need for an element of dawn, and I'm not really sure why I'm talking like this right now. Just kind of felt like it, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know what that was all about, but Have to make the trip around Becker Bight again. Do I have the... Wait, do I have the person with me? I don't see this, Normally when you have a person that you have to take somewhere... Oh, officers. No. No, she's not an officer. I hope I have the diplomat with me. Normally when you have to take a person somewhere, they show up like in your hold. Like this unsettling sage that I've been carting around all over Hell's Half Acre. But I don't see any, anyone in my hold this time. I'm gonna go to the Grand Geode so I can find out what I need for an Element of Dawn. Don't you do it, Blue Prophets. Do not force me to stand and deliver, because I will stand, and I will deliver, and he will not like what gets delivered. Because it'll be shots from my aft gun until you die. More Blue Prophets. Fucking things are rude. They're everywhere. No, get off me. My terror is getting slightly alarming. And now there's a behemoth stash. Ain't got time for it, yo. Ain't got time for it. Perhaps she stays in your cabin. She is a hands-on diplomat after all. I don't know if she's quite that hands-on. That would be some serious diplomacy right there. To the Grand Geode we go. Geode Metrode. No. No, Josiah. Alright. Port report, we'll take that. Purchase an Element of Dawn. I need 50 supplies, a vital intelligence, 7 crew, and Sunstroke memoirs, which I have. So I just need to go up to London and grab a bunch of supplies. Ooh, I should probably just go back to Port Carnelian and grab a bunch of supplies. Oh, but I can't give up the 7 crew right now, because then I'd be under half and I'd be crawling. So I do have to go back to London for this anyway. Alright. Gotta go back to London for this. Oh, shit! No, I can't do that. Bad things just happened. The ship upgrades, there's not that many ship upgrades, honestly. I mean, yeah, you can get different kinds of engines and guns for your forward gun. I can't even use a forward gun on this ship, because there's a bunch of different ships you can get. But this is, in my opinion, the best one, at least for my playstyle. It's not militarily the best one, but it has the greatest hold space. So it lets you carry the most stuff around, so that's best for me. But yeah, you can get different things that go in the different slots, but there's not that many things available, honestly. It was pretty quick and easy for me to get the best gun and the best aft gun and the best engine. At least the best that you can buy. There's some special stuff you can get from like long quest lines for upgrades to your ship as well, but honestly, I wouldn't say that it's like super extensive. Going back. Going back to London. Going back to going back to London. Going back to London. No, that ship will kill me. That's the one ship that ever killed me in this game. That Republican Dreadnought. That thing killed me. Now that ship I could kill pretty easily, but I'm not going to bother. Get a quick moves in the great game. Get a quick port report. I don't think there's any naval mines. There are torpedoes, apparently, but I don't have a thing that launches torpedoes on this ship. Don't you even fucking do it. Eat it. Zebats cry out. They are nothing like birds. Made it back to London. Home of the Russian Nouveau Riche. Apparently. Alright. Breath of Relief. Messages from the Harbor Master. Manual save. Not yet, but they're actually making a huge expansion right now called Submariner that puts an entire underwater realm on the entire game with tons of new places to go and new things to do, and lets you have a submarine option for your ship and go underwater and go to all these new places underwater. They're making that right now. I don't think I'm going to play it though, probably. I think once I'm done with this soon, I'm just going to be done with it. Decide whether to complete the avuncular broker's mission. The hands-on diplomat is anxious to take up her new post. And no doubt you're anxious to be paid. Decide what... Why wouldn't I? I don't understand why I would not complete the mission. The avuncular broker's task. The hands-on diplomat slides bullets into her pistol. Time to go, she says, slipping it into her satchel. She shares the name of the man she is to replace, and shows you his picture. A dapper chap, dark-eyed, dark-skinned, smiling. I can escort her safely to the embassy. The Presbyterian embassy is hidden in London's sewers. The journey is damp and odorous. I can warn her target of her arrival. He at least deserves a fighting chance. Or I can stall her. You have other urgent business first. No, fuck this guy. I don't care about this dapper chap. I'm gonna ace this dude. I mean, I'm gonna let her ace this dude. Whatever. I have a job to do. I'm gonna do it. The Prester's work. Ooh, I got a mountain shirt. Those things are valuable. Its location might be foul, but the embassy's door is good mahogany, and the knocker has been polished to a fierce gleam. I find it very ironic that there would be a mahogany door in the fucking sewers, considering how expensive mahogany is. A door made out of it would be very expensive, and then you're in the sewers, so sort of strange juxtaposition. Knocker has been polished to a fierce gleam. The hands-on diplomat stops outside. Thank you for your help. The next task is mine. She hands you a shard of something bright and burning. A sacred price for enforcing a sacred prohibition. She draws her gun and knocks on the door. You make your way back to your ship. Alright, I completed the commission as instructed. I have a mountain shirt. This was struck from the side of the mountain of light, who is the god called Stone. It is holy. Treat it accordingly. If you don't treat it as holy, it can still be sold as a captivating treasure. Okay. Usable in combat. Summon Mount Nomad. You must be in open waters. I think Mount Nomad is the toughest boss enemy in the entire game. I think the only way you can even fight him is by using one of these to summon him so that you can then fight him. I don't think I could beat him with my ship that I have. But I'm not sure. I could try it at some point, I guess. Alright, let's get a cheap crewman. Then let's hire on more crew. 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 And let's go to annual save. Let's go to the Admiral. Submit a revelatory chart. Let's find out if it's real. Careful inspection. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't, you notice, remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster, he remarks. The usual fee applies. I didn't know there was a usual fee. I don't think I've ever found one of these before. 250 echoes is... I guess it's okay. I mean, I'll take it. It's not exactly thrilling me, but I'll take it. What does he need now? He needs me to go to Mount Palmerston. Okay. And... port reports. The Canal. Khan's Heart. Visage. Port Carnelian. Estival. Fathom King's Hold. Khan's Shadow. Varkas. And that's it. Okay. So... what am I doing here now? I guess I'm done. I need to buy a bunch of... supplies to take down there and get the Element of Dawn. See? There's like all these different things you can buy for your ship. Different types of guns, different types of special things that like... different types of special... Oh, I should get a better lamp. I still have this shitty Withering Optical thing. Problem is, they give you penalties to certain things while they give you bonuses to others. Judgment Resonator. Speculative Consonator. Gives you a bunch of plus to mirrors. Does not limit your ability to hide. Get torpedo nets, torpedo guns, and all kinds of different types of guns and stuff. But really, there's not really that much. Secure compartment for your ship. Different engines for your ship. And of course, then there's the different ships themselves. There's not that many. I mean, these aren't... There's a couple other ships available in the game, but you have to get them through, like, quest lines or whatever. These are the only ones you can buy. That's the most expensive, the Dreadnought, which is the most badass for combat. But the one I've got is the Merchant Cruiser, and it's the one I actually like. I don't want to buy any other ship besides it, because it has the most hold space. And I like hold space. Let's buy a bunch of supplies. And a little bit of fuel. And let's go down there and get that Element of Dawn next. I put that in my notes. So yeah, that is going to do it for this episode, though. We're done in London, so next time we will head out. We'll go back down to the Geode, we'll get the Element of the Dawn, we'll come back up, we'll buy a shitload of... actually, no, we'll probably just go from there over to here to wherever we buy the... all the ivory that we need so that we can do this. We've got the sapphires, we need 40 units of ivory and the Element of Dawn, and then we can go to King Eater's castle and get the impeller, which I think is a better engine for our ship. I think it's the best engine in the game, and it's part of 2 things we need to do for the mechanics quest line. We can also stop back by Adam's Way to turn in this quest to the avuncular broker and see if he has another one for us. But all that is going to be on our next episode. That's going to do it for this one. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Sunless Sea.